Hi, welcome to Mind Your Own Music Business. My name is Jesse Goldberg, and my guests today are Hannah Aldridge and somebody named Word.
That's me.
What's your real name?
Word.
But Word what? Word Schwartz or something?
Strickland.
Word Strickland?
Yeah.
But that can't be your, what's your real first name?
Word.
Word.
No, really?
Yes, it is. It's
Word?
Word. Word, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Word.
Are you a lyricist?
No, unfortunately, no.
No?
No. So I guess my name is ironic. I don't know.
You can play a little bit of guitar though, so you know.
So tell me where are you from and everything?
Well, I'm from Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and I lived down there for about 16 years, and then moved up to Nashville, and then just recently moved back down to Muscle Shoals, Alabama, to record an album. So, and Word is from Oxford, Mississippi. So.
Oxford, Mississippi?
That's where I was born. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up on the coast, the Gulf Coast.
The Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you guys you play together, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
More ways than one, I think.
Yes, well, actually, we are engaged, and but you know, we actually don't talk about that a whole lot, just because it kind of has a stigma around it a little bit. People are like, oh, well, you play together. I mean, I don't know. I like people to think, you know, of us in a professional manner, as you know, that he's a guitar player and I'm a musician, that we play together, and then, you know, if people kind of know that we're engaged, then that's cool. But
I mean, she doesn't treat me any differently. You know, if I don't show up for rehearsal, I'm still fired. You know,
yeah,
so.
absolutely.
Oh,
I still
really?
threaten to fire him all the
Are you the
time.
boss?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Really?
of course.
So what's your album going to be called?
You know, I still have a couple working titles right now. I haven't announced the actual name of it yet, but I definitely know a couple songs that are going to be on there, and my father's actually going to be producing it, which is going to be really cool. I'm excited about that. So, could be the end of our relationship, or it could be the blooming of a wonderful, you know, continuing of the father-daughter relationship.
Do you have any Jesse Goldberg songs on that album?
Yes, absolutely. I meant to tell you. I'm not going to pay you anything for them, though. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Just go ahead and use them. You know.
Okay. I'm not giving you any credit. I'm still going to put my name on them, but.
No, you can't do that. I need the credit. So have you picked all the songs for your album yet?
Not all of them yet. You know, it's that very typical kind of, I wanted this song, and my dad's like, no, well, we're going to do this one, and you need to keep writing and all of this. But, you know, we finally have kind of gotten to the point where we're like, let's go in and just record and let's start the process. So, yeah, we've got, I think we've got about 8 or 9 of them ready to go, and I may actually throw one cover on there. I'm kind of passionate about putting a song on there of one of my friends who. I know so many people that are amazing, talented songwriters in Nashville, but just never get that lucky break. And they've got this, you know, wonderful song laying around. And so I really am going to dig through some of the songs of people that I know, and think about putting one of theirs on there as well, just to kind of highlight a song that I haven't written on there. So
you writing by yourself, or you write together?
We have written a couple of the songs together, but a majority of the album I have co-written with other people, or I have written a lot of them myself as well. But I started out having written the entire album, and then I kind of listened to the whole thing, and we went, this needs a little bit more texture to it. So we brought in a couple co-writers, and some people from the Shoals and some people from here, and
the Shoals, is that what they call Muscle Shoals?
Yeah, they call it the Shoals, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, they call it the Shoals.
How come you don't talk like you're from Alabama?
You know, honestly, that's because whenever I moved to Tennessee, people gave me so much heat about the way that I sounded, which is kind of funny because Tennessee's got a pretty strong accent as well.
Yeah, listen to my accent.
And so, I kind of got self-conscious about it and really worked on, you know, enunciating my words and not sounding extremely Southern. So. Nobody in my family has a real strong accent either, so I guess that's why.
Well, I've never met your father's, who's Walt Aldridge, right?
Mm-hmm, that's correct.
What are some of the things that he's done?
He's done a lot of producing, but mainly what he's done is songwriting. He's written a lot of songs, and has, you know, actually it's been very cool, because he's been one of the people one of the few people that I know that has been able to kind of do as much touring as he wants to do, in terms of going out and playing his songs and getting to do really cool things still, and getting to play big shows, but not having to be on the road all the time. So he does quite a bit of touring as well, just because he loves it, you know. But he goes and plays, you know, a couple shows for a weekend and then comes home. But he's done a little bit of everything, to be honest. He's one of those people that was really smart in the fact that he learned how to do a little bit of everything whenever he was first starting out. And he started, you know, started out at Fame Recording Studio down in Muscle Shoals, and started basically just going and getting cigarettes for people and stuff like that, and kind of developed into being a session guitar player, and then writing songs and then producing albums. And so
what are some of the songs that somebody would know?
He has written, he wrote the song called I Loved Her First, which was actually written about my sister and me, and which is kind of awkward, but he wrote Sure Can Smell the Rain by Black Hawk, and he's written Holding Her and Loving You, and Modern Day Bonnie and Clyde, Fear of Being Alone by Reba McEntire, Some Things Never Change. He's written a lot of songs. He writes, I mean, I asked him one time and he told me that he writes about 100 to 150 songs a year, which kind of, I'm like, ugh. Those are good ones, you know, those are the ones that he keeps, you know, so he writes a lot of songs, and he's gotten very lucky and been very blessed to have some of those, you know, be on the charts and hit #1.
Did he actually teach you how to write songs?
No. Actually, you know,
does he give you pointers?
He does now, because he's producing my album. He definitely does, and to be honest, he doesn't treat me any differently than he would anybody else that he's mentored. He's mentored a lot of people. One of the people that he kind of started out with giving them a publishing deal is a guy named John Paul White, and he's in the Civil Wars. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them.
Yeah,
but,
I know.
And he's kind of, you know, mentored a lot of people. And so his whole standpoint on the whole thing was, you know, I'm not going to treat you any differently than I've treated any of the other people that I've mentored, which is interesting in another way, not only because I'm his daughter, but because I'm probably the only girl that he's ever mentored too.
Well, when you were growing up, I mean, you must have seen a lot of stuff. When did you first write songs?
Actually, I had never written a song in my entire life until I got into college, and I was about, I guess I was about 20 or 21, and I thought, I will never be a songwriter. I will never be a songwriter. I had been classically trained on the piano and was a musician and sang a lot.
You play the piano?
Mm-hmm, I do. And I, you know, I signed up for a songwriting class at MTSU where I was going to school, and the first day of class they said, okay, I want you to play your favorite song that you've ever written. And I'm like, I thought you were going to teach us to write songs. You know, I didn't know I was supposed to already have written songs. So so I went home and wrote a song as fast as I could, and kind of realized, you know, hey, I'm not that bad at this, and then really got a passion for it. And so now my dad says, you know, this is not good. You need to totally scrap the entire thing and rewrite it. Or says, this is great. Let's take this in a little bit further direction, or dig a little deeper, try a little harder, use more creative words, you know. But I actually wrote my first song with my dad just a couple weeks ago. I had never even written a song with him before. So
what was that like?
It was awesome. It was really interesting because he's so professional about the craft of songwriting. He's so he's just very efficient at it, you know. And me, I sit there and I'm like, oh God, what do I say here? You know, I'll sit there for 3 or 4 days and finish up a song. My dad gets that done in 2 hours, you know.
You know, when I'm writing songs, a lot of times I spend my time figuring out what to rhyme with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Rhyme time, lime time. You know.
Yeah.
Just keep
Lime time. Dime.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You guys use a rhyming dictionary?
You know, I try really hard not to, but I think that anybody who's a songwriter, you cannot say that you've never used a rhyming dictionary.
I use it all the time.
You know, it really, you know, sometimes brings words to your mind that you don't normally think of. However, I try not to sometimes, because sometimes I'll think of words that wouldn't be in a rhyming dictionary that are not a hard rhyme, but you can kind of make them sound like a rhyme, and you wouldn't have normally thought of that word, you know, if you're just using a rhyming dictionary. So I'll usually try to exert all of my resources in terms of songwriting, and then I'll go, okay, I can't find the word here. I'm just going to have to. I mean, in fact, the other day we were writing a song. We had out rhyming dictionaries, and we're writing down going through the alphabet, writing down words. We're like, oh, you know, and so. And at some point, you know, you say, well, do I want to keep the word, or do I just want to change it to a word that's easier to rhyme with, you know? So you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, though. I mean, I know there's kind of a stigma around it sometimes, but I really don't. I don't think that there's anything wrong with it.
I don't think it matters as long as it saves your time. Because
yeah.
Why not save your time instead of going through the alphabet yourself?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think it's different strokes for different folks. I think that's the whole thing with songwriting, is that it's just very different for different people. For me, I'm one of those people that pulls down the shades and turns off the lights and, you know, sits with my guitar and writes a song, you know. And some people, it's the total opposite. You know, they want to get up at 10 o'clock in the morning and write a song first thing when they wake up. And I think it's just very different for different people. But at the end of the day, if it's something that you're doing professionally, you know, it's not like you can just write when you're in the mood. You have to, you know, if you've got 3 songwriting appointments that day, by the 3rd one you're not really feeling like you've been struck by creativity. You know, you
What's
just.
what's the first song you wrote that you said, oh, I did this pretty good?
I would have to say probably a song that I had that was on my EP that I did that was named Next Time. And it was the first song that I ever wrote in Dadgad, which I basically just tuned.
In what?
In Dadgad. It's a tuning in the guitar. It's D-A-D-G-A-D.
Okay.
And it's a real kind of dark, moody sounding tuning. And I wasn't really good at guitar, and I still don't claim to be, you know, amazing at it, but I hadn't been playing very long, and I still haven't really been playing that long. But so I wasn't really able to make too much melodic melodies and stuff like that on guitar, and so I tuned out and tuned into Dadgad and wrote something that was a little bit more melodic, and it ended up being a really great song for me because it was something that I really wrote in the moment when I felt all of the emotion, you know, and it just was kind of a magical moment where it just all happened, you know,
Right.
at the right time. So that's probably the moment that I thought I can maybe do this.
I know why you call him Word now.
Why?
Doesn't get a word in edgewise.
No, he actually, I have to tell him to be quiet anytime that we do anything publicly because he will talk your ear off. I was telling them that he loves to talk.
Kind of a ham, I guess.
Really?
He loves to talk.
Yeah.
Well, say something. Say a few syllables.
Say some things.
Well, I probably shouldn't. I don't know.
Do you write songs too?
No, not really. I write with people that I work with. I work with a lot of different people, but
That's not true. You do write songs. He doesn't write by himself, but he does do a lot of co-writing with people.
Yeah,
You just had
yeah.
some songs that were put in a movie that you wrote.
yeah.
In a movie?
Well, I did some.
What movie?
I did a bunch of
This is
tracking
big
for some
stuff here.
stuff, and I mean, there's one movie that we did work for In Time, Justin Timberlake, and then another song I just tracked on, got into
New
Bruce Willis movie, and I'm
As a
excited about
musician?
it. Yeah, as a musician.
musician.
But not as
there-
a
there-
songwriter.
There was the In Time movie. I was had a song in it as a writer, but the scene got cut. But it's in the lead scenes on the DVD though, so I don't know
Oh,
if that
really?
counts or not. But but yeah, I'm more of a musician though. I mean, I went to school for music, and I came here with the purpose of being a session player and playing with artists.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Berkeley in Boston.
Really?
Mm.
So where did you two meet?
Met here.
We met here, yeah. I saw him playing down at Bourbon Street in Nashville. Actually, I saw him playing, and we just kind of became friends. And so we'd met, you know, just through friends of friends and all of that, and just kind of hit it off in terms of music, and then developed a relationship. And really, you know, it just ended up being magical because we play so well together, and we really are able to do things very efficiently because of the fact that we know each other so well. And so, you know, he knows what I'm gonna want on a song and what I'm not gonna want, you know, and so, yeah.
All right. So I guess we should hear something.
Yeah, okay.
I hope we can get the sound right. I really do hope we can get the sound right.
Sure,
But we'll try.
sure.
And we're going to be right back with Aldridge and Word. What's your last name?
Strickland.
Word Strickland. That's really
Just
a name. It's
Word.
Word?
Yeah.
Word? You ever see Eddie and the Cruisers?
What'd you say?
You ever see the movie Eddie and the Cruisers?
No, I haven't seen that.
They call the guy Word Man in it.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to
There'll
see
be
this
a
movie.
new
I
name.
Tom
guess.
Berenger is Word Man.
See, I love Tom Berenger though.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, watch the movie. He's Word
Okay.
Man.
I will watch that. Right.
All right. We'll be right back.
I got restlessness inside. I gotta know what's waiting out past that great divide. And I've searched high and low for what I still don't know, but my wandering soul will never be satisfied as long as there's rails to ride. We all got rails to ride, rails to I've been thinking, oh, lately, that maybe I could settle down in this bar here. It's getting smoky, so let's order our last round. And I don't know a thing about you, and I don't know your last name, but the one thing that I'm sure of is lonesome goes both ways. Now the years they've come and gone on. The kids, they're out on their own. And this old house ain't much to look at, just boards, nails, and crumbling stone. And I can't put my finger on it. I don't know who's to blame, but the one thing that I'm sure of is lonesome goes both ways. You take the pictures from Morocco, and I'll take that postcard from LA. And our old friends, they're gonna ask us, but all that we can say is that there's some things ain't for certain, and some things never change, but the one thing you can count on is lonesome goes both ways. Oh, lonesome still goes both ways.
I really like that last song. Did you write that one by yourself?
I did. Well, no, actually, that was an interesting story about that song. I wrote that song and brought in a writer after I wrote it, and we did some revisions on it because it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. And his name is Adam Zelkine. And then he actually took that song back to LA, and it was put in a TV show called Heart of Dixie. And so it ended up being really cool because that original version that we did ended up being on a TV show. So it was
Really?
cool. Yeah.
You get money for it?
Yeah, I did. Not yet, actually, but I will. So,
Oh, okay.
so yeah, you know, it takes a while to get those ASCAP checks
You gotta buy
sometimes.
me a new pair of boots.
Yeah.
Buy you a new pair of boots?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully.
Dream on.
Okay.
So anyway, we only had time for 2 songs, but we know. What do you want to tell the vast world out in Nashville? That you're coming?
Yeah, I'm coming. No. What I would say is that, you know, in terms of the music industry, the one thing that I've learned, and I always tell people, is that it's not always about even being the most talented or being the luckiest, but it's about being really hardworking. And it's about finding a way to really wiggle yourself around some of the other people that are not willing to put forth a lot of effort. And you really, if you want it to be your job, you really have to work at it like it's your job. And that's what I tell people, and that's the way that I kind of feel about it, and that's what my dad's always told me too, is that if you want this to be your job, work at it like that. So.
Was your mom a songwriter too?
No, she wasn't. She's a very musical person, but she wasn't a songwriter, no. She's got a great voice, and she was always a piano player, and my sister is also a piano player, but I unfortunately got the songwriting disease from my dad, so.
It'll ruin your life. You know?
It will. It'll
I know.
totally destroy every
I know.
every hope
This guy
that you
Word
have.
is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you also have to hang out with crazy people too. I mean, just, you know, it's just not even a good lifestyle at all. No, I actually really love it. I have a little 4-year-old, and the only thing that's
You have a
hard.
4-year-old kid?
I do, yeah.
Really? What's his name? Her name?
Jackson.
him?
I named him after Jackson Brown, actually. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Jackson Brown was like a wife beater or something.
No, I don't know about that.
He was. He beat up what's her name? The lady from Splash. Hannah. What was it? Daryl Hannah.
Did he really?
I think he did.
You just ruined my life.
You got to change his name.
Yeah, I've got to change it.
Change his name to Jesse.
Jesse? Okay, yeah, I will.
Right.
Yeah, no, I do have a little 4-year-old, and sometimes that's kind of difficult because I'm on the road a lot, and like in May I'll be gone the entire month of May over in Europe touring, and so that's really difficult.
What was that about?
I'll be in Europe on tour in May.
On tour with who? Yourself?
Myself, and there's 2 other acts that I'll be joining for some of the tours. There's a band named the Epstein that I will be with, and then a guy named Kenneth Nash that I'll be touring some with. So.
Are you going too?
No.
He's
You're not going?
I have a lot of work to do here in Nashville. So.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll hold the fort down, I guess. You know. I'll be on the road to other people as well. So I just.
Really?
There's a lot of people I'll be working with over the next over the summer and stuff like that. So I'll be working with her too. So it's a matter of like fitting all into my schedule, you know.
Yeah.
So, but she's number 1 though to me, you know. So.
Really?
Yeah, priority
Oh,
wise.
that's so sweet.
Until
You guys
someone
have
offers more
dogs at
money.
home?
We
you know.
do. We have 2 of them, which
Really?
is
What do you got?
ridiculous. We have a little Schnauzer, who's the cutest one, of course, and
No,
then
she's
his
not.
dog is the
They
Chihuahua.
get along?
They do, yeah. They
What's
My
do.
her
dog
name?
is way cooler. He has 3 legs.
3 legs. What happened to
Yeah,
him?
he was hit by a
car?
car before I got him.
Oh, really? It was a
Yeah.
rescue?
It was a rescue, yeah. He had a lot wrong with him.
Oh.
Now he's good, so yeah.
What was it? What's his name?
Ramon.
Ramon.
Yeah, Ramon.
And yours is?
Lily.
My dog is
The
way
girl
less
and boy?
smelly.
Are they fixed and everything?
Yeah, yeah. They would have some really
What?
crazy dogs. Yeah, they are fixed. They are fixed. Yeah. So my tour manager's at my house right now. Dog's sitting them. So my tour manager's from Paris, France, and he's hilarious. He's got a really hilarious accent, and so he's here over the spring break time, and we're doing some work and stuff. So I left him to dog sit tonight. So,
All right.
Yeah.
so yeah.
Anyway, we always talk about people's dogs here. So, we got to get going, right? Yeah, we're just about out of time. So anyway, my name's Jesse Goldberg. This is HannaAldridge.
Aldridge, yep.
And this is Word Strickland.
Well,
like
thank
the
you
guy
so much
from
for having
Back
us.
to the principal from Back to the
Yeah,
Future,
Mrs.
right?
Strickland.
Or
Yeah.
Strickland
Right.
Propane.
Strickland Propane,
Yeah.
King of the Hill.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be back next week with another edition of Mind Your Own Music Business.